Well, welcome back for our second match here on this glass court in Gouna. We've just seen a very sweat-drenched first match. Now we've got two massive hitters. Literally, Cameron Pilley first up the pistol, 14 in the world rankings, 176 miles per hour, but I do think that Mosaad could give that one a good go. Semi-final in the Canary Wharf Classic. He's still wants to try to consistently maintain that form that he showed at the very back end of last year in Hong Kong. Lost out to Marvin in the Grasshopper Cup last week. Physically didn't look 100% there. Was commenting that he felt quite tired and lethargic, but I think he's had a few jelly bears and he's nicely energized. Gummy bears, should I say. Well, Mosaad's not a gummy bear. He's number 4 in the world, 28 years of age now. Cemented himself in the top 4, this Colossus from Egypt. 10 World Tour titles, unbelievably consistent, terrific attitude. Been on the tour for 11 years now, and lost out in the same event that for the graphic that we had with Cameron Pilley, who got to the semi-final. He ended up losing out to Mathieu Castagnet, the Frenchman, and had a terrific tournament win there. So Mosaad spins the racket off on the side doors. What do you think of the side door courts here, Parky? Because obviously it's just used, designed by ASB, just used for this event.
I think it's great. As we were saying earlier, it's a lot clearer on the back wall. You can see.
It's a fresh T-shirt, sorry, of Mosaad, just to butt in. It was another branded T-shirt there that he was knocking up with purely because it had a sponsor. He was sponsor's logo that he was just advertising during the knockout. You just got to get his head in the right spot there. But there's his branded clothing, which is by AW Awesome Sports and Andy Vip, as he's known in the Bundesliga, Andy Whip in England, who designs that. You come across him in your league matches, I'm sure, Parky.
Hundreds of times.
Sponsors a few of the Egyptians. He's got Marvin, Tarek Momin, and then the Englishman, Chris Simpson. But Mosaad sporting the brand. And there is Borolossi, who certainly played from back in your day, Parky. I'm sure you had some battles with Borolossi, but he's coaching Mosaad.
Certainly did. A very, very fine player, very accurate and thoughtful player. Very nice guy as well.
Well, I think Mosaad hit the ball so hard in the lockup that we lost a bit of the T from JWT branding, which was there at the beginning of the first match.
Well, Omar was saying take the T, but I think he just took it a bit too literally.
No, I think he did. I mean,
he literally
does take things quite literally, and he took it off the front wall. Yeah. Two big guys on that court, very humid conditions. It's cooling down a little bit, but still, I don't think we're going to get much drop in temperature this evening, Parshi.
No need to stock up on the jelly bears or gummy babies. Get that sugar in. Yeah,
well, joking aside, that's one of Cameron Pilley's weaknesses. He was commentating with Ryan Kaskelly in the Grasshopper Cup. He was going to Cameron Pilley's in Holland to train before this event, and he said that his weakness is the gummy babies. Yeah,
gummy babies.
Loves gummy babies and jelly bears.
Well, I love my wine gums, as you know. Always, it's tradition now, isn't it? I give you a packet.
You do. I mean, the fact that you're giving me one, I just can't believe that, so I take it. But a nice collection at home. Parky, how many wine gums do you think you've eaten in your lifespan?
Probably about 450,000.
You don't think it's more than that? I mean, let's say how many you have a week.
I don't know, but that was a great pickup from Mosaad.
How many do you have a week?
Who knows?
3, 4 packs?
Yes, ma'am.
I reckon 5 packs a week you have.
Down. Head up.
No, I have more when I commentate with you, just to get through the week.
That's rude. Yeah, you are quite rude in a weird way, but I quite like that.
Well, it's a faster pace, isn't it, from these two to start off with? As you were saying in the last match, both players were being a little bit attritional in the first game, which is to be expected in these conditions.
I don't think Mosaad's going to hang around though, is he?
No, he doesn't look like he is. And Pilley's never played really in that way. Always likes to attack and obviously hit the ball crisply and hard and volley. Typical Australian game, really.
Hand out. 2-1.
They are very tough conditions here, but at least it's not at altitude, and I'm surprised that Charles Sharps didn't come to this tournament.
No.
He was struggling with the altitude in Colombia.
Did find it hard, yeah. He was walking on the beach, seawater was going through his feet. He was telling me that he found it hard just doing that. The air being so thin.
Hand out. 3-2.
I do feel that one of the musts of a professional squash player is to have a bit of a knowledge on history of where you're going, and also geography. Does help, doesn't it? Trying to get the climates right, and
whether it is actually altitude or not.
Whether it is altitude, whether it is very humid, because going up previously to a tournament, I mean, you can take it to real extremes if you've got the facilities. Chris Gordon from America, when he was playing in South American high altitude countries, he has an oxygen tent that he sleeps in prior to that for a couple of weeks. And then if it's humid conditions, you can try to replicate it a bit. Chris Dittmar used to do a lot of bike work in the sauna to get ready for events in the Middle East and Far East, Parky.
It's pretty impressive and very, very dedicated. These events where they have been pretty hot have
Decision Mosaad.
recently not been as common.
Yes, lad. 3-0.
Well, he really went for it there, Pilley. Just clipping the top of the tin, it was on.
4-3.
We've seen him do it so many times before in spectacular fashion. Unbelievable hit there from Pilley. That must have been close to 176. So accurate as well.
Well, he's pushing the pace, Cameron Pilley.
It really is. Not easy to do against the Hammer of Thought.
They've only played once previously in the Mosaad Machine 1. It's a good few years ago, though.
Decision Mosaad.
Well, that's amazing that they've only played once.
4-3. Left.
Yeah, is all the way back in 2011. Mosaad won 3 love in 60 minutes. So, it's unbelievable, isn't it? You'd have thought they'd have played a few times.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really well straightened from Pilley. Bit of an awkward movement, but did exceptionally well. And again, well straightened from Pilley on the forehand. That favourite backhand drop from Mosaad.
It's like a bouncer.
On the whole, that's, but yeah, clip the tin. That's
Yeah.
a good call from Mosaad.
Straight away, Pilley had covered over, didn't he? He was anticipating that cross court. Mosaad just asking about the court floor.
Yeah, it's quite clear. Just above where it says Rexona, it clipped the tin.
It's going to be a busy evening for these guys, court service.
Can we get 2, please? Thank you. Can you please come back?
Well, court wiper's been asked to come back here. It's, I know Mosaad is quite, sweats quite profusely. You can see there, that's a much better camera shot of all the sweat that's occurring between these two. A few big globules there.
Hand out for all. Stop, stop. Please make sure that the left door is closed properly.
Anyone can close a door, it's the hammer.
4.
Yeah, certainly hammer it shut. It didn't look like there was a problem with it really, but there we go.
No, just a little bit of paranoia there from the central referee. It's different to Tama in Colombia, about the door closing. Really fixated on that. It's funny, very funny.
Yeah, I think I remember now. We were saying if we ever stay with Mr. El Nagari, make sure you shut the door in his flat or house, wherever he lives.
Hand out 5, 4. Down.
Just a little bit careless there from Mosaad. It's not often you see that.
Hand out 5, all. Decision Mosaad. No left.
Well, I had a feeling they might give an OLED there. It's he's not going to ask here, Mosaad, but it's I would have in that position because it was a high drop. I know he got himself in a bad situation there. I think that was worth a let.
Well, we had a 23-minute first game in the first match tonight. I mean, this could quite easily be a long one too. It's already got over the 10-minute mark, Parky, with mid-stage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both players quite happy to just hit the ball nice and firm and crisp and sweetly, as they are known for, getting good lines, as we saw there. And just looking for that opportunity. Both players like to volley where they can, but particularly in this rally, not getting that many opportunities. First chance, he's not going to get a let ball there, Pilley.
Good. Good. Decision, Pilley.
So this is now, he's asking for a let ball after the query on the pickup, and it's a no let. Correct decision, I feel. And both players, Joey, do take the chance as well on the volley, don't they? Both prolific volleyers.
Very positive in that respect, yeah. I mean, it's very hard to find somebody of 6 foot plus that isn't a good volleyer. It comes with the kind of body structure. You've got that extra reach around the middle of the court.
I was talking to Mosaad earlier. Obviously, he's a pretty tall player as well. All tall players, or most tall players at this, they seem to be very, very accurate, because they have to be, really. You can just, you know, someone like Rodriguez can sometimes
spread it around a bit,
bit
lighter.
cover.
It's all to do with, again, like I was talking about, strength to weight ratio. So the taller you are, I mean, you get somebody as lean as Cameron Pilley. He's probably the tallest and leanest player on the world tour. And then you've got the slightly thicker, more powerful set of Omar Mosaad and Mosaad, as you say. James Wallstrop is a bit thicker.
And he's one of the most accurate players around, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, the ball control,
yeah,
completely. There's a huge correlation between that type of player and ball control.
Yeah.
Such a cool area of the game, though, isn't it? Such a positive, the different body types, that sizes and advantages and disadvantages of players.
It certainly is. I mean, you see someone like Sourav Ghosal at the other end of the spectrum, and obviously Rodriguez.
Looked like it hit the top of the tin.
Yeah,
Mosaad
I think you're
was
right.
asking Cameron Pilley. I think it actually hit the top of the tin there. The shot before. Mosaad wanting to see the preview. It wasn't the last shot from Pilley, it was the second from last shot, and Mosaad just kind of gave it up. He wanted to have a look. We see it, it's here. Yeah, that hit the top of the tin. That did actually hit the top of the tin.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
7-6.
Well, even the Pink Panther thought it was slightly dubious. So anyway, 7-6.
7-6. Down.
Just going for something a little bit speculative there, Omar Mosaad.
8-6.
Just having a quick look at the strings. Myself and Lee Drew were commentating in Hong Kong when Cameron Pilley got to the final there, and the extra athleticism and consistency and fitness seemed to be the factor in the Pilley game. At 33 years of age, reaching his first World Series final.
Down. 8 all.
Well, I mean, there's really back and forth, nothing between them, 8 all. It's just steadily kind of creeped up the scoreline. I'm really interested to see the duration of this first game when we get the lower third out.
And there's clever play down the middle. Well, that's moving away from Pilley, and it was at ferocious speed. Now, I think this probably should remain a let.
Yes, let decision. Court service, please.
mean, look at where the ball's travelling. If he's gonna hit Pilley, he's gonna have to hit it into the side wall, which would be a let ball anyway, if he did strike him. You see here, he could play a straight drop there easily and not hit Pilley. So I believe that's still let, and the ball was travelling at a great speed.
So it is a let. Your explanation has come to fruition, Parky.
Decision upheld. Mosaad has no
Well, it makes a
Good
change.
to take that more, take that side, that approach. You don't get these cheap kind of stroke hunting scenarios we had so much.
left side, please.
There was a period in squash where it became a real stroke fest. It was very easy to try and manipulate the referees. Certain players had a tag for being people that like to go fishing, as it were.
Decision Pilley. Yes, let. 8-all.
That was very fortunate there for Cameron Pilley. And I don't think he's particularly sorry, even though he did apologise.
No, it's too crucial. Just the etiquette of squash to acknowledge a slightly fluky win.
That's a good little hold, that, and very accurate. Clever shot from Pilley.
Oh, he's just trying to step it up here, Mosaad. Oh, he's got the width. It's all in the hands. Cameron Pilley, he's getting the run of the court, Parky.
10-8. Game ball.
Well, as you would say, I mean, it's a little less lucky than the one that he skimmed off the side wall, but still, it's fortunate. I mean, he's gone for a great cross-court width and found the nick, and it's given him 2 game balls.
Very important first game in these conditions. Makes it even more essential to get that first game under your belt. Well, that deserved it. Pilley knew that Boast had so much time for Omar Mosaad to do something.
Game ball.
Well, I was very positive there from Pilley.
Well, he was going for the back.
Are you asking for a let?
He's asking for an appeal. Let ball.
Ball's good.
It's going the wrong way, Mosaad. This is he's just collecting the ball.
Yours was good. It is 11-9. Game to Pilley.
Well, it's a bit of confusion. I think he wants a let.
No, he was appealing on the pickup. I thought he wanted a let, though.
Well, he should ask for a let, I think.
Well, no, to make it a bit clearer. That was a bit
yeah.
odd. So the shot from Pilley's fine. No, he's asking for a let ball.
But was it audible as it just
Anyway,
before he hit
it was
the
a
ball?
very strange situation. But
Yeah.
Going to Cameron Pilley, 20 minutes in duration, first game, and it's the Australian that leads the number 3 seed by 1 game to love. Well, Omar Mosaad played a very steady first game, but Cameron Pilley, a couple of fortunate bounces that went his way. It's not anything between the guys. It's a very, very tight encounter of the highest quality. So this will be a lengthy affair in these conditions, I feel.
So quite a quick pace, a quicker first game than the in the previous match. Both players hitting the ball very, very sweetly and in good lines, straight lines and cross-court lines. Not really taking the ball short that often, just waiting for really good opportunities and opportunities to volley. A little bit of luck from Cameron Pilley, as you said, Joey. There wasn't a lot between these two, and two winners there. That cross court that went in the nick, and the previous lucky boast. That was a very, very positive drop shot from the Australian as he goes slightly the wrong way to take the side door and the first game.
Well, Cameron Pilley getting advice from Ryan Kiskelly. Ryan Kiskelly, who, after playing in Zurich, stayed with Cameron Pilley in The Hague to do a bit of training before this event, Parky. So some good matches for both the guys in that part of the world. Mosaad first on court.
Pilley leads 1 game to love. Level. Down. Head out, 1 love.
Well, it's a big swing that from Cameron Pilley off a very tight ball. A little wry smile to himself. You've got to try and slow down the swing when it's tight to the wall. Well, it's a promising start to the second game from Mosaad. He looks like he's a bit more on a mission this second game. It's probably quite a difficult matchup for Omar Mosaad. Obviously, they played 5 years ago that one time, so this is a much different couple of players in terms of their improvement.
Oh yeah, I mean it's you got certainly the Egyptian right at the top of his game, and Cameron Pilley at times at the top of his game.
Stroke to Mosaad.
Well, the crowd enjoying the stroke decision. It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes the applause can be more for a stroke decision than actually hitting an outright winner.
Well, that's right, and you always enjoy a good stroke, don't you, Joey?
I used to play the ball a lot, thank you very much. Proud of it too.
Down. Head up. 1-4. Decision Mosaad. Yes, let. 1-4.
Well, it's a clever shot from Mosaad. It was a bit loose from Cameron Pilley, but Mosaad took advantage.
5-1.
That was clever, wasn't it? Real taxi. Tuk-tuk.
Six, 1. Hand out to 6. Down. 3-6.
Well, he's steadily trying a bit of a comeback here, Cameron Pilley, and it's quite important now for Mosaad to nip it in the bud. Still got that 3-point cushion. Both players now immensely experienced. Wow, it's great pickup there from Pilley. Again, that's that extra athleticism that we were talking about earlier.
Decision Pilley.
Well, it's going to be a safety let. It's a great rally from these two.
3-6.
Deserves some sort of applause, but they're not going to get one.
No, no, they're really not. It's quite a hard crowd here. This first
Tough crowd.
These chaps are going to be really busy in the last match tonight. I mean, it's feel like we've been here for such a long period of time. It's only the second beginning stage of the second match.
Wow, some extraordinary outfits here in Gouna. The guy on the left there looks like he's halfway through getting ready to go out. He's got his best shirt on and
Pajama
his
bottoms.
weekend jeans.
Oh, right.
I'd quite like a shirt like that.
6.
It's about time you bought some new clothes.
3-6.
Has been mentioned. Saw one woman in a all-in-one glittering pink outfit, which is quite extraordinary. Well, I'll be quite surprised if this ball makes it through the match.
It's got to split.
These two are really slapping it.
Decision Pilley. Yes, left. 3-6.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how long, but it's been on this this scoreline for quite some time now.
Not up.
And that's very, very good for Mosaad. He'll be pleased with that, just to get that psychological extra lead.
Where was the most humid you played, Parky? I think I asked you this in Colombia, but...
Well, it was pretty humid at times in Al Aram when we played in front of the pyramids. But we didn't play in those days that many outdoor courts. There was the pyramids. Trying to think of some of the other occasions. Played in supermarkets quite a lot, so it was. Yeah, I just remember playing in shopping malls.
Sorry, supermarkets.
Yeah, so it was quite cold.
You've had a field day in the sweets section.
On a no-let decision.
Here we have our video review. Original decision, no let, and probably took the wrong line. I mean, Pilley's just showing with his hand there, gesticulating to the line that he should have taken. Mosaad.
Yeah, he's a bit lazy, I think.
Yeah. Could have made a bit more effort there.
I think he could have got it if he'd have.
Yeah, it's a good decision.
Decision upheld. Mosaad has no reviews remaining. Head out for 7.
Well, he's not going away, Cameron Pilley.
No, he's recovered nicely again. He had a bit of a lull. Now he's got a surge of energy. That's well dictated, though, from Mosaad. Crowd getting interested with that one. They need some atmosphere here, Parky, the players. Got to have atmosphere in these conditions, otherwise you become flat as a very flat pancake.
Yeah, the crowd getting into it now, and you talk about the surge of energy. That certainly came from the racket of the Hammer of Thor there. And he's fully aware of how important this second game is, for being 1 love down. It's a great chance now for Mosaad with that slightly unforced error from Pilley. It's very clever use of the body there from Cameron Pilley. It's really showing Mosaad. It was a pretty loose serve. It's showing him that straight volley drop and knocking it cross court. That's a very poor volley from Mosaad. He's got to be careful here. That's better.
That was beautifully played. The width not quite there, but look at the balance and position of Omar Mosaad. Look at that. Well, superb.
It was, and I think it came from the previous poor volley. He really sorted it out on that second one.
Game balls, chop spin not working, and there Mosaad takes it. Pilley looking at the floor once again. He's done that a few times, so at least the central referee getting excited. 11 minutes in the second game, very similar to what we had in the first match, and it's Omar Mosaad that levels up at 1 game all. So Mosaad starting to make his mark in this match. A lot more positive in the front of the court. I think Pilley feeling it at times, getting frustrated with the floor. Sweat coming quickly onto this glass court. It's going to be tough for the guys later on. But it's level pegging between these two big guns.
Well, there's a lot more attacking and positive from Omar Mosaad in this second game. It was a great response from the Hammer of Thor, and most of the winners were coming from the forehand side, unsurprisingly. I think it was 5 winners from Mosaad and no errors from the forehand side of Mosaad. And Cameron Pilley not making enough winners, not playing as many winners as we're used to seeing from him, just being stifled a little bit by the better play from the Egyptian, and it was the response that the crowd wanted. They were starting to get into this match between Egypt and Australia, and it's now one game apiece.
So, Berlossi, another Omar. Not sure where the chap in green is, Parky. He's there with Mosaad, just looking at...
No, I don't know who that is,
He's
but he's telling him something to do with his mind.
So an entourage for Mosaad.
15 seconds. Time.
Mosaad looking very cool, calm and collected.
One game all. Mosaad to serve. Level. Decision Mosaad. Yes, let level. Decision Pilley. Stroke to Pilley. Hand out. One love.
So one game apiece, nothing between these two, and great response from Mosaad, and that's just a bit speculative there. You can see Cameron Pilley a little bit disappointed in himself. It's always a bit risky to try and play that drop shot off the side wall on a volley. It's quite difficult to time that shot, especially when it's slightly behind yourself, and of course you do have to take risks occasionally at this level. That didn't work out for Pilley, and it's all about keeping it off the volley of each player here. Both very, very good on the volley.
2-1.
And just another rolling nick from Pilley. Just claiming a bit more luck. The other interesting thing is that Cameron Pilley does not seem to be affected by the heat here. Still moving pretty well. And we expect it from Mosaad. He's in home territory here. But Cameron Pilley certainly has had a an increase in fitness recently. Oh, that's very, very good awareness there from the Egyptian. Knew full well that Cameron Pilley was just edging across for that volley, as he often likes to do. Fabulous width.
Well, we just had a couple of the old legends that popped into the commentary box, Mo Khalifa and Musa Halal, two Egyptian legends from back in the day, the glory days of the 70s and 80s. That was great. They're going to be around for the week, which is nice, Parky.
Certainly is. Such both of them, such nice fellas.
Very good.
Always friendly.
Players.
Yeah, they really were.
Very good squash players.
I never saw Khalifa play, but I saw Musa play. I think I played against him actually.
Well, you pretty much played everyone ever in the world, no matter how.
I've been on court with
the two
Mo.
extremes of you being at the age that you are, which is not outlandishly old by any means, but then when you were very, very young as well. So got
That's
a whole
right.
35-year scenario where you played all these different people that were obviously a lot older than you and also now a lot younger than you.
Well, I always like to say, with regards to Egypt, I don't think anyone else has played Gamal Awad and Rami Ashur.
No?
I don't think so. Gamal Awad, sadly no longer with us. Another great legend of
Decision Mosaad.
Egyptian squash.
No let. Hand out. 3-all. Court service, please. Court service, please.
I mean, I could never get bored of that Pink Panther. Could you?
No, I mean, I used to be able to play that little first bit on the piano. I used to love it. And you're a massive fan of Peter Sellers and
just Peter Sellers in general. I mean,
yeah.
It's not the Pink Panther, but all the other wonderful.
I mean, you
films
can't not
he
be,
did.
can you? It's just such a
Well, anyone
such a
with a
talent.
like say, reasonable sense of humour, but you know, Parky, not everyone has their different tastes.
Most of your impressions are influenced by Peter Sellers, I think.
Not most of them, few. Fast Show's also awesome.
Very true. Paul Whitehouse.
3-all.
He's really going for it, isn't he, Thomas Vector of the Czech Republic? Certainly keeping everyone nicely on their toes.
It's a wonderful touch there from Pilley. Slight risk involved, but just, I mean, he was there, he was balanced. Look at the technique here, back foot dead still. Wonderful shot.
Down.
Reckon that one was down.
3.
So Cameron Pilley taking command at the early stage of this third game. It's really not a one-way street by any means. These guys are going to be like two heavyweights just trying to slug it out, I feel.
Well, I just noticed there on the return of serve, Mosaad was breathing very, very heavily. I mean, I know it's to be expected, but just seemed a little bit more tired than Pilley is
Decision Pilley.
at this particular moment.
Stroke to Pilley.
And that is a bit of a blow for Mosaad. I think it's the right decision. Very, very loose. And almost a carbon copy there, really. It's going to have to be a stroke again.
Stroke to Pilley.
He's going to appeal, but I don't think he's going to get much dividend here. Omar Mosaad. It was again. He's usually very, very good at the straight backhand lob, Omar Mosaad. But on both occasions, I think he's just clipped the frame of the racket. Let's see here. It's a great shot, very, very tight, and very difficult to get off the side wall, and it's going to have to be a stroke again.
Right, so let ball. So So clear front wall for Pilley to hit that one.
6-3.
No, he's thought about it, didn't he? I mean, for referees, educated referees, the position of the racket where players sometimes go looking for a let ball when they come in so high and the ball's so low, naturally they would never try and play a ball like that.
No, no. I mean, he was right not to ask there, Pilley.
Yeah, it would be silly, and he's well, Mosaad has just turned on the ignition once again. You see the droplets of sweat, Parshy, around the service box area. Cameron Pilley trying to sort them out.
No left. We review Pilley on a no left decision.
Well, he's called it a bit late there, Pilley. I think that's what the referee's problem is. He's almost played through the interference. I mean, I'm quite convinced that he can get that shot, but that's not the point. It's always a difficult one. But on the letter of the law, it has to be a no let, really. It seems harsh, but that is the rules, unfortunately.
6-4.
You have to ask on point of interference, don't you, Joey? And it has to be enough interference for it to be a let.
Hand out. 7-6.
Well, Mosaad just pointing at the line there of the shot, and it's the decision he wanted.
7-4.
I mean, it was a poor shot from Cameron Pilley, and sort of created that problem for himself. 7-all.
Well, you can't get tighter than this in such a humid environment. Cameron Pilley using all that experience, Parky. Been on the tour since he was 18 years of age, 33 now, well over 15 years.
Well, that took me by surprise watching from the commentary position. I mean, he just changed his swing very subtly at the last second.
It's just, I mean, it was just like, to me, it was just like, brr.
Just out of nowhere, wasn't it?
Brr. Cameron Pilley basically getting really frustrated about the floor.
What are you asking for?
To change his shorts. He's asking the central referee if he can change his shorts because of sweat, and that's common sense, which is great. By the central referee, Thomas Vector, saying, of course you can. Makes sense to get those shorts off. These guys would have packed double sets, well, at least 4-5 T-shirts maybe asking Mosaad if he
You
would.
want to change your shirt as well, because it's sweating a lot.
Mosaad thinks he's okay. He said he's fine, but that's good stuff. Somebody just says somebody from the crowd saying Zavuman, whoever Zavuman might be, wants to see it. Whoever Zavuman is wants to see it, Parky.
No idea. But there are a few Germans here, I think.
Well, that was
And a
very
few
quick
women.
for Cameron Pilley. Whip those shorts off.
It's Mr. Mosaad serving from the left. 8-7.
It's just tight.
Right, it's good work down the backhand side from these two. Very tight and just a bit late onto that, Cameron Pilley. Bit speculative. The ball had dropped and it was very, very difficult to control that shot. That was clever improvisation there from Pilley. Sometimes Mosaad overplays that little
Oh, that was
boast.
slick. What a
very
beautiful
slick.
hold. He was right up on it. Sorry, Parky, you were kind of drifting off somewhere.
No, it was just I think that initial trickle boast on the backhand caused Mosaad problems and led to that opportunity for Pilley.
These guys are going to be seriously busy. They really are. But I think that need to be very aggressive with that flooring. Get that sweat off. Otherwise, you end up just spreading it around partially, don't you? You've got to give it some elbow grease, yeah?
Yeah,
Get the
absolutely.
rain style. Legend court cleaner from Ilford in Essex. I'm surprised this ball has survived so far.
Yeah, do you think one of them will want to change it after this game?
Not
Dunno,
sure.
it still seems quite lively, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to be at the very end of this game.
Yeah.
It can't be at the beginning of the fourth. To be requested straight at the end, and that's out of court. That's so frustrating. for
It
Pilley.
is. It's one of the most
So
frustrating errors you
frustrating.
can make in this game.
It's enough to
I
send
feel.
you demented.
Yeah, it really does.
Crucial stage, 2 gay balls for a 2-1 lead.
I've done it a few times. I'm sure you have. It's just when you're under pressure and there's so many hard rallies. It's so frustrating. Oh, it's fantastic play there from Mosaad. Just slightly short that width from Pilley. Mosaad absolutely pounced.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let that go unpunished, the hammer of Thor. So taking a lengthy third game, 11-8. He now extends his lead to 2 games to 1. Well, it was a real battle royale. Physically, Cameron Pilley's still in there, but mentally, been finding this very, very hard, Parky.
Yeah, he certainly was. It was an increase in mental powers, really, from Mosaad and a slight decrease from Pilley. And he just really focused, I felt, Mosaad and stuck to the task at hand and was a bit more accurate. Played some shots like we just saw there, which were quite surprising, and that one was very, very clinical to finish the third. Well, it looks like he might have 3 coaches now, Mosaad. This is getting out of hand.
The physique of him, he can't get any leaner than he is, Mosaad. Tremendous physique. Looks like a superhero upper body. Very broad across the shoulders. He's changed his shorts and his t-shirt. Also his underpuntons.
Yeah, he's a big guy, and I'm sure he's as lean as he could be.
An environment like this, you might as well just put a pair of Speedos on underneath your shorts, Parky.
Oh, I thought you meant just playing Speedos. that would be...
When we were at the pool today, Chris Gordon, that was amazing, wasn't it? When he put his goggles on and Speedos, yeah. It was like doing laps around the in the shallow end of the pool.
He's a unique character, old Flash.
15 seconds.
Could kind of get a bit of audio through it, what Borlos is saying. My Arabic is pretty good, but this is like a slightly different mix of Pink Panther now, isn't it?
Time.
Sorry, Joey, I can't hear a word.
Said that was a slightly different mix of the Pink Panther.
Yeah, it's new DJs in the mix. The Egyptian version.
Wish Mosaad would put that tee back on the front wall. Mosaad just signaling to the referee, who see he'd broken his string already in the knock-up.
Mosaad leads 2 games to 1. Mosaad to serve. Level. Decision Mosaad. Stroke to Mosaad. 1 love. Down.
Just a little bit flat there, trying to slap it down. Pilley doesn't usually miss those kind of attempted forehand kills.
Down. 3 love. Head out. 1-4. 3. One, 3.
Somebody's just having a bit of fun with the button that creates the sound effects. Every time they stop, they think they should come in.
Got the sound effects?
Yeah.
I'd love that. But, you know.
It's a bit like having Keith Lemon doing the sound, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, thunder in the microphones there. Mosaad just being really steady and composing himself, Parky.
Certainly is. He's just moving very, very relaxed and very smoothly. Just quite happy to lift the ball.
Out. Mr. Mosaad's going to get his racket change.
Well, another string problem here for Mosaad.
4, 1.
Certainly the heat can affect that. Often gets talked about in tennis. They're playing in many, many different climates outdoors. Not so much in squash, but it is particularly hot here this evening.
Down.
Just a bit quick there. It's just snatching at the ball. It's rare that you see that from Mosaad. It's been quite cool and calm and collected during this match. It's a fantastic shutout. It really is. I mean, the ball came spraying down the middle from Cameron Pilley.
Coach have a space.
And the best thing about that from Mosaad was the speed of the footwork. For all young players watching, the backwards movement and to get into a great position and hit that ball so accurately, nice and low. And these court wipers are working really hard. They're going to be sweating buckets as well.
Head out. 5, 2.
Well, the big question is, Parky, has Cameron Pilley got enough gas in the tank at this type of environment? Mosaad is closing it down. This is a sign of the development of the game of Mosaad as he's hit into the top 10.
6.
Yeah, I think, I know it's quite easy to say now he's got this 4-point cushion, but just with the momentum that Mosaad's got now, I don't think Pilley's massively exhausted. He's breathing heavy there, but he's a lot fitter now. He's able to hang in. He's just a bit of a runaway train now from Mosaad. It's tight work. He's going to get shut out again. Oh, that was a poor shot. Yeah, a bit of a guess there, under pressure from Cameron Pilley. Didn't even have to be particularly tight from Mosaad, because Pilley was already going across the court. That's really well straightened. Great pickup from Pilley. He's under a lot of pressure now, Cameron Pilley. Very frustrated with himself for letting that happen in that rally, but all credit to Omar Mosaad. That was a wonderful pickup. He's delaying the ball really well now, Omar Mosaad, and it's a long way back for the Australian.
Very fatigued shot by Cameron Pilley, so Mosaad getting closer and closer to a second round place in the Gouna International 2016. 9-2 in this fourth game.
Down. 10-2, match ball.
So Cameron Pilley, fatigued, conditions tough for the Australian, really, really tough. So Mosaad through, the hammer through again.
Well, it's a fantastic win for Omar Mosaad, the number 3 seed. A very, very difficult first round, a potential banana skin, but he gets through against Cameron Pilley. 9-11, 11-6, 11-8, 11-2 in 67 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you should stay in your seats and get an interview with Omar.
And then you can see that Omar Mosaad, his winners against his errors, 22-8, and just 14 against 14 for Pilley. It was he was playing well to start with, Cameron Pilley. There was some good play, especially in the first game, and a lot of forehand winners, as you would expect from Cameron Pilley, but also from the hammer of Thor, Omar Mosaad. But it was a question of the focus, really, from Omar Mosaad sticking in for the whole of the 4 games, and Pilley starting to fall away towards the end of the match. And now we're going to hear from our MC, Joey Barrington.
Well, we're just going to have a quick interview with Omar. Omar, you're going to do a bit in Arabic and a bit of English for the Squash TV viewers. But I mean, coming into this event, having somebody like Cameron Pilley in the first round, he's top 16 in the world. You guys have only played once a good few years ago, which you won. But it's a very, very tough draw to come up to in a World Series event against somebody like him.
Yeah, I'm really happy for my winning today. Yeah, I think I started to play well in second game. I think condition today is really hard. You know, it's very hot here, and yeah, Pilley, to play against Pilley is really hard because he's hitting the ball very hard. So I think, yeah, after first game, I think I started thinking about saving my energy a little bit, and I'm really happy for my winning today, and I'm looking for next round.
Do you want to just say that again for the local people here as well, but in Arabic now?
Yeah. طبعا انا مبسوط ان انتم موجودين هنا. طبعا انا بلعب في الجونه، فدي يعني مصر طبعا دي بلدي، وبحب انا العب في بلدي طبعا. يعني دي اخر بطوله في السيزون عندنا، فبحاول اعمل احسن حاجه عندي. ان شاء الله اقدر اعمل حاجه كويسه واكون عند حسن ظنكم، ومنتظركم ان شاء الله بعد بكره في الماتش الثاني بتاعي، وان شاء الله اكسب. شكرا.
Well, Omar, you've got a rest day tomorrow, and then you'll be getting ready for your next round. But just quickly, this event, obviously being on your home turf, you played all around the world. Now you're playing in Egypt in the Red Sea. How much does it mean to you, quickly?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm really enjoying to play here. Gouna tournament is my favorite tournament, so tomorrow I'm going to beat to rest a little bit and make some recovery for after tomorrow. And yeah, I'm looking for my next round against Mathieu Castanier. And see you soon. And yeah, hope everything is going well.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand for Cameron Pilley and Omar Mosaad. The next match will be starting.
Well, it's a pretty hard-hitting match, as you would expect from these two. Only played once before, which was 5 years ago, so almost irrelevant, really. But the better start was made by the Australian in the first game, and there was some fantastic lines hit from both players. But as the match wore on, the Hammer of Thor just a little bit more resilient mentally and physically. And I mean, it was a difficult match, really. Difficult first round for Omar Mosaad, and the pressure's on in front of his home fans, but he came through this first test, and he's through to the second round. Well, don't go away, because coming up next on court, we have the world #1, Mohamed El Shabagi, against the Black Falcon, Mazen Hesham.